Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm so happy I can't even talk, son. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Camille Prosperity. I'm from Georgia. And, let me hide my gum. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but y'all, I'm getting emotional, son.
Don't worry.
Alright, I have to tell y'all this. So, just picked up my son from school, and a school administrator escorted him to the car. So I'm like, what's going on? And, the guy had on a mask. So I'm just like, okay. I said, everything okay? And he was like, yeah, I was just talking to your son. So I'm like, okay. And so he was like, we were just talking about some things. And then I can see his eyes, like he's smiling. So I'm like, okay. And so my son gets in the car, and he said he was just schooling me on some things. So I was like, what? And so when this little angel here gets in the car, tell them, the speaker's right here, so don't block it. Tell them what y'all were talking about.
So,
why are you leaning up to not be in the camera?
To be in the speaker.
No, it's right here. You don't have to go in the speaker. I was saying don't hold it right there, because the speaker it'll muffle your voice.
Oh. So.
No, just sit up. You can sit back.
So I told the school administrator that it's okay if I just put my eyes.
If you just put your eyes, whatever you want, as long as you just tell the story.
So
I can't believe you being shy on camera. You grew up on camera. But go ahead, just tell them what you said.
But so when it was dismissal time, me and the other classmates went outside, and I had to use the bathroom. So I had to look for a school administrator to bring me back inside, because the doors are always locked. So he brought me back inside, and I gave him my thank yous. When I got back outside, I just went on my computer to do my work, and I saw him walk past me again, and I told him thank you again. And that's when we started talking, and he asked me, what am I doing? What was I gonna do when I got back home? I forgot to tell him that I already finished my homework, but I said that I was gonna do my homework at home, and that I'm gonna watch some more of Mr. Derrick Harper. I might. And
speak clearly now, cause see, you schooling the people. You told them you were gonna do what?
I was gonna watch some more of Mr. Derrick Harper.
# free hive. And what else did you say? You know I'm an embarrassing parent. Well, I'm just so proud of you, baby. What else did you say?
I told him about how much Bitcoin costs in the stock market. And I told him a lot about what I learned about stocks and Bitcoin, and almost everything that I really knew.
Because what did we do last night?
We looked at the stock market and saw which companies were doing good and bad and stuff like that.
Do you remember the app that we used?
Yes, TradeStation, I think.
And what was the website that you went on?
To what?
The website that, if you don't have TradeStation app, what's the website that you can look up do you remember that one? It's okay if you forgot it.
CNBC or CNDC or something.
Why were you acting like you forgot?
I did. I was like, is it some TradeStation WW thing?
Yeah, so you can go to CNBC at any time. Y'all, I'm just so happy because we were talking about this. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, my son, give my baby some hearts, y'all. Give my baby some hearts. All right? So he don't love the camera like his mama. He be getting tired of the camera. But anywho, I'm so proud because I don't have my hair all bunched up, so it's looking crazy. But I'm so proud because y'all, like, they really are paying attention. And so my son and I, we have been having this gaming issue for a while, right? And he's just been all into games. Thank you, Rosalind. He's been all into games. And I'm just like, okay, I don't mind you being a kid. However, sir, you sitting up here watching other people play games, and they're getting paid on you watching them. Like, come on. There's so much that you could do with your computer. Let's balance it out. And I don't want to force him to do anything, because I don't want him to do anything with resentment. However, by me being on Zooms, webinars, and listening to my mentors and my coaches out loud in the house, oftentimes on the TV, he started to pick up on some things. And the thing about Derrick Harper is he's funny. That's the thing. Like, I gravitate. Right now, my son is shaking his head. He said, so Derrick Harper is easy. He's easy. Like, he gives you the education and the entertainment. So it's the perfect mix. I mean, he is funny. If you are not in the free hive, it is free. Derrick Harper is a coach that I was paying a lot of money to last year. And God put it on his heart for him and his multimillionaire friends to come together and do this free academies for people. And y'all, so far we had the Content Creation Academy first, then the Tax Prep Academy, and the Grant Writing Academy was just released. The people who texted #FreeHive to my community number, which is 404-383-5953. They're all interacting with me on a daily basis. Like, Kim, I did, and I'm sending them reminders, even though the Free Hive is a great community. You know, sometimes Facebook be tripping. So when you get in that community, you're learning this stuff. And so, like, when my son, he watched a 33-minute video by Derrick Harper about setting your goals, and it's found on YouTube. Where can you find the account? You know what, Marlon, oh my gosh, do you know I thought about you today because you came up in my feed, and I was like, I think Marlon would like this. Marlon, send a text to me, #FreeHive, so I'll know what list to put you on. And the number is 404-383-5953. Everybody I've invited to the Will, I thought about you too. But everybody I've invited to the academies has been like, oh my gosh, this is so good, I'm losing sleep. Like, y'all, literally, these are like the Tax Prep Academy. That was a boot camp that was like $4,000, and they're giving you 14 plus hours of recordings for free in the Free Hive. And it doesn't matter whether you want a tax business or not. If you are a business owner, understanding how your taxes are prepared are going to make you better at bookkeeping, accounting, and basically structuring your business. So it's just like, y'all won't even understand. So anyway, with me listening to the Free Hive stuff, my son actually met Mr. Harper in person, because do y'all know that when he was on the Social Proof podcast, inboxed me, you at track practice? What? I know for your little ones who probably aren't so little anymore, Marlon. Gosh. All right. So yeah. Well, don't tell me to inbox you, Marlon. I'm gonna forget. But I'll try to review this and put links to everything that I talked about. But I want y'all to understand that by me doing this, I found Derrick Harper March 2020. No, March last year, 2021, on Social Proof podcast. And then, do y'all know, like, this is how God works. Within, I think it was 3 days of me seeing that interview, that was amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. But within 3 days of me doing that interview, I just happened to be in Atlanta. And do y'all know I ran into him at the QT in Jonesboro? Okay? I probably shouldn't announce exactly, but, well, he could be anywhere, because he is everywhere all at the same time. But I was like, how many Rolls Royces are at the QT? And then I looked, and it said, well, I'm not going to say his license plate, but I was like, oh my gosh. And then I looked in, and I was like, that's the guy from the podcast. And I freaked out. See, I don't freak out over rappers or these little reality stars. I freak out over business people and thought leaders. So anyway, my son happened to be with me, so he met him in person. And this whole entire time, I've been following him. Like I said, I was paying for his coaching. Now it's free, so I'm in the Free Hive. I'm plugged in. I'm engaged. And on top of that, Teri Ijeoma, I want to do this video to thank Derrick Harper and Teri Ijeoma for making my son interested in this stuff, making him put down the gaming stuff and get engaged. Because Teri Ijeoma she's an amazing woman, y'all. This is I forgot. Is she Igbo? Yeah, I think she's Igbo. And she's just an amazing person who was a high school assistant principal and went from making like $60,000 a year to getting her trading company, basically they have a $300 million valuation in only 3 years. Okay. And she's made $1 million off of just trading. So she has this course. I invested in myself Black Friday of last year, bought the course, was going through it with like losing sleep, going through the course, loving the course. I opened up my sim account and I did the homework, which was just to take a trade. It wasn't to make a profit, it was just to take a trade. And y'all, just because that trade went down, I never opened up the course again. I got mad at myself, and that was not the homework. And Teri talks about it all the time. She's like, y'all be tripping for no reason, guys. And she's so sweet and so nurturing. It's like, when you think of the stock market, you think of the Wolf of Wall Street, right? Well, with Teri Ijeoma, she's exactly the opposite. Here is somebody that looks like me, who is a woman like me, who is dominating in the stock market, and she's not doing it with gimmicky fad here today, gone tomorrow type methods or tactics or strategies. She's showing you stuff and coming from an educator's background. She's showing you stuff that is like, hey, we're going to chart this thing out. You're not going to be out here just pow, 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 shooting down whatever, picking up whatever stock you feel like getting in the moment. We're going to analyze the chart, and we're going to make sure your risk to reward ratio is where it should be based on what you need to do, the money you have. And it's a number of different factors. I can't get into giving away her strategy, but if you want to know more about that, you can also text me. Yes, you guys have to join my community list. There's a reason I'm paying for it. But just text me trade, #trade to 404-383-5953. So I recently, because I'm still in the support group for the students, and I'm looking at students who started with me and they're making $10,000 a day. They have gotten their kitchens remodeled. This one young lady was going through cancer, and she's trading from the hospital bedroom. And it's just like, oh my God, this is amazing to see the people who stuck with it. So I reopened my course, and I have been like spending 4 hours a day going through the material. And so I said, this time I'm going to remember why I bought this course. This time I'm going to do it with my son. Why? Because the best way to learn something is to teach it. And so I said, dang, I'm looking at this app, TradeStation, and it looks like a gaming interface. So I'm like, my son will probably pick this up, because there are some people trading with their children. Okay? I've seen them on the Zooms. So I opened up TradeStation with Eho last night, and he picked it up like this. I'm like, you know how you like to tell me to buy you toys on Amazon? Well, look at the Amazon stock. And it was $2,000 last night when the market closed. It was $2,680 and some change, right? So he's looking at my sim account. I got $29,000 in my sim account. So he's like, well, you should buy some Amazon. I'm like, well, how much you want me to buy? And he's like, 1,000 shares. I'm like, okay, here's where your math, that theoretical math you're learning in school, here is where the real world application kicks in. Because, buddy, that would require over $2 million. And I got 29,000. So, just watching him do the math, and he's like, oh, I see what you're saying. And watching him do the math and see how, how your teacher's been teaching you the tens place, the 100s place, and the thousands place. This is why this stuff is important. So now we're applying it to when he's just throwing out, buy 100 shares, buy 1,000, buy 1,000,000 shares. I'm like, hold up, what's the stock market price? And I was telling him, green means it made money, red means it lost money. Here's how you change the view from line to candlesticks. Here's what the candlesticks means. Here's what the wicks means. And he's like, oh, okay, I know, right? And then I was like, let's look up the ticker symbol for Legos that you love so much, sir. And he did that. And I was just showing him things not only on TradeStation but on CNBC, so that when he's not with me and he's with his father, instead of him getting on the internet and falling down that rabbit hole of entertainment again, he'll know. He can't say, well, I didn't have the TradeStation app. No, you can go to CNBC and look up these things. And I told him, let's form a watch list for you, for companies that you want to watch. And y'all know what we did with Amazon? And I encourage y'all to do this with y'all kids too. It was so much fun. We looked up how much Amazon would have cost me when he was born. He's 12 years old. Do y'all know what the stock price was for one share of Amazon? I already told you the market closed yesterday and it was $2,680 and some change. Well, when my angel here was born, it was only $135 a share. Whew. $135 a share. So we did the math on that. Like, what if I bought 100 shares, right? I would have spent like a little over $1,300. If I had bought 100 shares of Amazon when he was born, I would spend a little over $1,300. And right now, it would have been $26,800. And here's the deal. I can kick myself and be like, I should have bought it back then. But you're not Miss Cleo. You don't know what a stock is going to do. There's tons of stocks that were around at that time and they imploded, right? They collapsed. But with the Invest with Teri strategy, she's teaching you. It's not long-term holding, because ain't nobody got time for that. But she's teaching you how to not gamble your money, but to strategize and make smart investment decisions. Again, it's a number of factors that she teaches you that has you comfortable with trading, because you never know what the market is going to do, right? It's like a child. You can give a child the best foundation in the world, but ultimately them suckers gonna do what them suckers gonna do. And the stock market is no different. You can look at the chart and look at the patterns and look at the levels and say, okay, I should buy right now while it's on sale, knowing that it's gonna go back up, and then I'm gonna sell once it goes back up. But you can buy when it's at the right level and it still drop. So you could be like, whoa, let me get out of this mug. It's going the wrong way. But Teri shows you how to mitigate that. And again, it is so important when you're investing in yourself to learn a new skill, that you not only get somebody who knows the information, but can articulate it in a way that is palatable to you. See? So when I'm looking at mentors and coaches, I'm looking at, do they know the information? Have they been vetted in this? Like, were they a pandemic millionaire, or have they really been doing this thing? Teri's been trading for 11 years. She's bumped her head. She paid over $30,000 for her education, and in my opinion, what she charges is insane, because I've seen the results of the student in the group. Okay, there was one guy, y'all. He was in education, a new hire teacher and football coach. Okay, again, somebody who looks like me. And the group welcomes everybody, but there's a lot of brown people in that group. So that's encouraging too, because there's just something about seeing somebody who looks like you that makes you know that you can do it too. I don't care what nobody say. So anyway, there's a guy in the group. He started June of 2020, and he was a new hire for his school, and he was a teacher and a football coach. And he was like, I know they're gonna let me go, so let me go ahead and get my side hustle. He was driving Amazon, and he was putting in 40 hours a week. Do y'all know what his check was? For 40 hours, driving Amazon is the side hustle, $800 for 40 hours. Y'all, he grew his account. Now, he listened to that course material backwards and forwards. He will tell you, he did not rush into it, race into it. He started with a $500 account, and do y'all know in 8 months he grew it to it was over 30,000. I think it was 35 or 38. I want to say 38. But anyway, he's one of her best students, and he posts on his page where he taught his mom to trade too. So we're talking, like I said, you got husbands and wives on there, you got people with their children. You have this one lady, she's a grandmother. She invested in the course, she started training. Do you know she loved it so much, and she's making profit? She got 18 family members to sign up for the course. She got 18 of her family members to sign up for the course, and they're all learning and training together. Why am I telling y'all this? Y'all, when that man approached me with my son, and he had a smile on his face, and I could see the smile through his eyes because his mask was covering his mouth, and he said, your son, he was schooling me. And I was like, okay. And then to hear my son, he's, like he said, he's a little bit camera shy. He ain't like his mama. But my son articulated it to me, what all he told the administrator. And y'all, it was so funny. He was like, got me thinking, maybe one day he'll work for me. He said, that might just be my first employee. I was like, what? Because he said, I'm going to tell him about the free hive tomorrow. And I'm just looking, and my son is going to go with me to the I Believe conference. And next week, I'm going to have to pull him out of school. I don't have anybody to watch him. Plight of a single mom. So guess what? But he got to go too. So, these are the sacrifices that we make. But when I just came on, what course is this? Hey, Vicky, I'm talking about a few courses. But here's the deal, Vicky. I think, are you in the free hive? If not, you need to be. So just message me, #freehive to 404-383-5953. Yes, coach, it's so powerful. And so he was a little bit shy with you all, but the way he explained to me what he was talking to that man about, and how he was talking about those stocks, and he was using the right terminology, and he was just rambling it off just like he rambles off stuff about his games. Y'all, I'm not an emotional person, but the way my son did that, I literally pulled over on the track field, and he was like, why are you crying? Because you know how boys are with their mama. He's like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong. These are tears of joy. Like, because I'm so happy. Because I just want to be a good example for him. And I just want the good stuff that I'm exposed to. Yes, I want him to be a child. I'm not trying to get him to be some prodigy or CEO at the age of 13 and shove Shark Tank down his throat. Although we watch it together, I don't want to put that type of pressure on him. But at the same time, I know he has a beautiful brain. I know he has a magnificent mind. We all do. We're wonderfully and beautifully made. And if we just applied ourselves to learning some high level skills, look, the time is going to pass anyway. If I had stayed with this course when I bought it a year ago, a year in, because y'all don't understand, and every time I buy courses, I always take notes, and I always timestamp the notes. I'd be like, done on date at timestamp. And most of my timestamps are 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. You know why? Because when I go back and look at it, I want to say these are the sacrifices I made. While other people were asleep, I was listening to my course material. And so I document everything. And I also want to show my son that, or anybody on that, anybody who comes to me now is like, easy for you to say, Kim. I'm going to say, oh, really easy? Let's pull up this Google Drive and let you see these timestamps on all these notes that I took, just going over the information over and over again. But it's worth it. This moment today, having my son be able to articulate that stuff, having my son even, and my son said, Mom, he didn't even know Derrick Harper. Father, do the ugly smile. Show all my gums. He was like, he didn't know who Derrick Harper was. And most 12-year-olds don't know who Derrick Harper is. Most adults don't know who Derrick Harper and Teri Ijeoma are. But I'm telling y'all, last night with my son, having him complete his Derrick Harper goals video, which was 33 minutes. And he was, like I said, he was laughing. And after I said, what did you learn? Like, did you like it? He was like, yeah. He was like, I learned I got to start working on stuff for my business. I got to get together my SOPs. I was like, yes, all that. Get together your SOPs. But anyway, y'all, I've talked enough about this. We have food. My son is hungry. I need to get him home and eat before karate. But I'm the happiest mom today. I am so happy that my son knows these people and he's excited about going to the conference next week. He is excited. And this is an, I believe, experience where we're going to be talking about self-esteem and what are your dreams? How do you go? We're going to go from spirituality to the science behind how your mind works. And he's going to be in the audience. He's going to be right there next to me, soaking up this information. We'll get the homework later. All right. I'll have to let school know he's going to be out for a week, whatever. Yes, I had to buy 2 plane tickets. It is what it is. If you want it bad enough, you will do anything to get it. Anything. I've been doing this for years. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So, anyway, y'all, if you're doing this, right? If you're part of the Free Hive, put that thing on speakerphone. Put that thing on the smart TV. Watch it. Have it in the air. Have it in the atmosphere, right? With your family. Let them get exposed to it. Have it in the air with your husband, with your wife. You don't have to bombard them with it all the time, because guess what? At the same time, while my son and I did that yesterday, he watched Derrick Harper and we did Trade Station. Guess what? We also did balance. We want to balance it out. So there are like reels and comedians that he likes on YouTube, and they do little short funny things. So then I just watched some of his stuff and we laughed together. Some of them reels be funny. We laughed together at those real comedians. Excuse me, the YouTube reels, y'all, they are so funny. Who we watch, Kassan? We watch Dank Skull and Daryl.
I'm hungry, Mom.
Oh, okay, all right, let me go. Y'all heard him say he hungry. All right, so I went from being a good mom to a bad mom. Let me go. Love y'all. Bye.